just thinking, why is gist that's not... This is the problem with speaking to people that gossip, okay? Let's make this make sense. Why is gist that is not yours eating you up inside? Back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing okay and everyone's doing well. I know quality is looking a bit different, background is looking a bit different. I told you guys yesterday that I am traveling for work, but I'm hoping to be back in London in the next couple of days. But guys, no one should ever tell me that I'm not dedicated to my Love Island reviews. Defo downloaded a VPN, definitely watch Love Island, defo still going to be pumping these reviews out even whilst I'm not in the UK. But please bear with me, this is the best I can do. If you see what this camera is on, you'll subscribe just for that. Okay, you'll subscribe. But a lot for us to discuss today. That was a very strong episode. Sorry, my lighting is acting a bit funny, but yeah, that was a very strong episode, so there is a lot for us to discuss. So as I usually and I always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, just the fact that I'm watching Love Island with a VPN, guys, please subscribe, okay? Definitely support your girl. And also number two, also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, please to get cozy and comfy for hot dinner and some snacks. And I really hope you enjoyed the rest of this review. Alrighty, so let us get into it. Let's start off with Ellie and Tom speaking about the kiss, letting them know that it will be their little secret. You guys already know in yesterday's episode, Tom of course had a kiss with Ellie, and whilst I was having this kiss with Ellie, Olivia was definitely downstairs. Sis, all she needed to do was look up at the terrace and see a little smoochy. But I don't really have much to say. I'm definitely going to tear Tom's singlet throughout this review because, guys, I've been telling you this from the jump. Square head and height. I don't know why all of the girls seem to be so fascinated over this guy. Tom does not give us much. He really doesn't. Anyway, meanwhile, whilst they were on the terrace, Ron and also the guys were speaking. I know someone already did comment on my review saying it's Ronisha. It's definitely Ronisha because Ron is a chatty patty, but he was talking about how he doesn't feel like Tom is really interested in Ellie. Aaron or Guy Furniture there as well was like, yeah, I think that too. I don't know why. It's even good. This episode was the episode we found out that Aaron's mic actually works, because you know that later on he ended up having a one-to-one heart-to-heart with Lana. I don't know why Mr. Furniture is talking. Tom of course then approached them and just like, what were you guys doing on the terrace? Like, what did you guys kiss? Did you guys this? Did you guys that? And he actually denied all of the kissing, which definitely didn't work out in his favor, because you know at the end of the episode as well, there's a big hoo-ha that takes place with the confession of course coming to light. Now let's move on to Ronisha and Tanyel having a conversation. Like I said, Ron is a chatty patty, okay? He loves a bit of gist. He's definitely a chatty patty. But essentially Tanyel was kind of using him as a scapegoat to definitely get information and intel out of him and vice versa. But Tanyel was saying that she does feel like her and Sammie are very similar, and if Kai does end up going for her and he gives her too much, then that is not the type of guy that she wants. We are definitely also going to tear Kai's singlet in this review as well, because I don't know who told Kai that he had personality, because he definitely does know that he is really stretching with Tanyel on his side. Does he know that? I don't think he knows that. Let's move on to Ron, Lana, Will and Jessie. I'll be very honest with you guys. This conversation, very pointless, okay? Very pointless. Ron was essentially, I don't know why he done it. I don't know if he wanted approval from Lana. I don't know if he was trying to convince himself or convince Lana, but he was just like, yeah, like Sammie, she's 100% my type. Like even on paper, like she's 100% my type. Like if you ask me for my ideal girl, she's 100%. She's this, she's that. Why are you telling Lana this? Well, and the thing is, even if he said it casually, like, oh yeah, like, yeah, she's cool, like, usually in the outside world, that's the type of girl that I'll go for. And so, no, he was going in, really giving his praises. Honestly, I don't know what he expected Lana to do with that information. I didn't know if it's crack. I don't know what it is. It's almost like my boyfriend or someone coming to me saying, yeah, like, my ex or another girl or something, that's my type. Like, that's my type to a T. I know they're not in a serious relationship, but I don't know why Ron done that. Someone please let me know. I don't know if I cannot for the life of me think of a reason, but I don't know why Ron done any of that. And yeah, do I have much to say about that? Not much. I have already let you guys know in yesterday's video that Ron has wandering eyes, okay? Physically and literally, his eyes like to wander. And I do feel like he is going to upset Lana, because I don't think if Sammie is so much his type, I don't think he's going to keep remaining with Lana or stay in a couple with Lana knowing that his type 100% is right there. But please let me know. Ron, for me, I've told you guys, he went from being my fave to being a very interesting individual in that villa. Let's move on to bedtime. Not really much to discuss here other than the fact that Olivia and Spencer were in bed. And Spencer was kind of giving her quite nice advice, which I thought was quite nice, just saying that, you know, if you do 100% decide to go for Tom, you need to make sure that you basically don't hurt yourself in the process. Like, you need to make sure that he's 100% there for you because you don't want to be hurt again. So I do think that was quite nice advice, I guess, just telling her to be careful. But like I already told you guys, I don't care about anything to do with Olivia. Sorry, not sorry. Let's move on to the morning. Of course, the first conversations with the girls and also the guys. We'll definitely start off with the guys. Kai was saying that he really wants to get to know Sammie because if her personality matches her looks, then woof. And I'm just thinking, like, Kai, you're punching. Like, you're so punching. And he just kept saying, I want to get to know, I want to get to know, I want to get to know. And we do know in this episode that he is definitely going to try and get his word and his name in Sammie's good books. Tom was saying that he wants to get to know Olivia and Ellie. I already told you guys before, unfinished business, hurry up and finish it and let us know that we don't need to do this anymore. Like, if him and Olivia are going to be a thing, can it just be a thing and let it go? This whole back and forth is not given at all. And Ron was also letting the guys know that he feels like it is going to be very tricky because he feels like Sammie's 100% his type. But he just told Lana yesterday that she doesn't need to worry, even after giving Sammie her praises. So I think Ron is definitely going to try and pull a blind eye on us in regards to the whole Sammie situation. Ron is really there to just cause carnage and mess, okay? That's honestly just Renisha in a nutshell. But one thing that did happen was Tom was definitely warning him as well that, listen, if you 100% go for Sammie, you need to know that you and Lana is not a thing anymore. And I do think that was valuable and necessary advice because, yeah, Ron needs that. And Shaq, Ron and Will, I think Will's the only other person that's ever been real with Ron. Everyone else just seems to kind of like keep mute about it, but that's just my opinion on that. Please let me know what you think. Not really much I want to speak about the girls' morning conversation other than the fact that Ellie and Sammie were speaking, and it's quite interesting because I actually did see a friendship forming between them. I think they're both, not only were they both extra bombshells in the villa, but they're also very vibrant, they're very confident, they you know, they just ooze that confidence about them. So it's no surprise to me that Sammie and Ellie are also forming quite a good bond and friendship in the villa as well. Anything else? Olivia, she said you should never allow a man to tell you he doesn't want you twice. Okay. It's giving lack of self-awareness. Okay, it's giving lack of self. You shouldn't. Okay, let me keep quiet. Okay, let me stop talking because some of you think I hate the girl. I don't hate her. I don't know her, but let me stop talking. Now let's quickly move on to Spencer and Sammie having a conversation. I guess there was some flirting going on there. Very boring. I think the producers definitely could have left those scenes out. They were like, oh, do you like skydiving? Oh yeah, I like skydiving. Oh, do you like scuba diving? Yeah, I like scuba diving, but I have a fear of deep waters. No way. Yes way. We don't care. Sorry, we do not care. Combo was dry. They could have left that in the drafts. Let's move on to Olivia speaking in the confessionals about effort. She was saying that, you know, I really want Tom to give me more effort, you know, because we still have unfinished business. Like I said, wrap this storyline up. They should have wrapped up on Friday. They brought it back on Sunday. I want this storyline end by the end of this week. I want this storyline done because we're tired of unfinished business. And it's making a delusion as well because Olivia's saying all of these things, but Tom hasn't pulled her for a chat. Yeah, he's kissing Ellie on the terrace. You see why some men are mad? You see why some people are mad? But yeah, Tom was also talking to Ellie, and he was saying that he feels like there's a very strong connection between them, and they are both looking forward to coming on the terrace. So it's very interesting how Olivia's having these feelings and everything, and Tom hasn't actually pulled her for a chat to talk. And him and Ellie seem to be just so excited to be on this terrace so they can kiss again. They're saying my little secret, but literally the entire country is this is a nationwide show. Everyone is watching it. So is it really a little secret? I don't think so. Let's move on to Kai talking to Will about his dilemma with Sammie and also Tanyel. Wow, this is the most I've heard Kai speak in this entire season. You see the power of women. You see the power of girls. In all honesty, like I said, Kai, lack of self-awareness. He is so boring. And I honestly feel like he thinks that all the girls in the villa are checking for him, and they're really not. Like, he was really punching with Tanyel, but it just goes to show how some men actually act around females when new females come into the mix. Like, I don't know. But Kai, for me, the lack of self-awareness is very laughable. Now, let's move on to Sammie pulling Tom for a chat. What was quite funny, God forgive me, what was quite funny was when she first came over, Aaron, for some weird, interesting, delusional reason, thought that Sammie was coming to speak to him. So he like was almost getting ready to go, and then she was just like, oh no, I'm here for Tom. And he was like, oh, yeah. Aaron, Aaron, I already told you guys as well how I feel about the Australians in the chat. No discrimination here. Okay, y'all already know this, but I don't know why they're there. I don't honestly feel like they need to be in this villa. But of course, they were talking. I guess they were somewhat flirting, speaking about each other's types and things like that. Like I've been telling you guys, okay, and even in the villa, which was so interesting, is whilst that conversation was going on, other people were speaking. I'm just like, what sauce does Tom have? Like, all the girls just seem to like him. Tom has no sauce. I've already been telling you guys this, square head and heights. That's all Tom delivers and that's all he gives. So it's very interesting how even with that square head and height and no personality and no chat and no sauce, the girls seem to be so twanged over him. Very interesting if you ask me. But no, and the thing is, right, nothing's wrong with a tall guy. Yeah, I love a tall guy. Take it from me, okay? Definitely love a tall guy. But no, not Tom. The guy is boring, okay? The guy is very boring. Let's move on briefly to a lot of chats in this review, by the way, guys, but I'm going to just try and not confuse you in case you didn't watch the episode. We can move on next to Renisha and Sammie. I'm definitely going to start calling him that moving forward. Renisha and Sammie talking. Of course, Sammie was just like, what's your type? And he was just like, you. Yeah, like you're my type, you know, like you're perfect, you know, brunette, tanned. I don't want to shade anyone who's a brunette and tan watching this, that's fine. But I just feel like these beauty standards just seem to be so fickle. Like these what about someone's hearts? Okay, are they family oriented? Like what about them? Can they cook? Do they like adventures? That should be types. That should be what you're drawn to. Not someone who's just brunette and has tan. I don't know, it's just given a bit bland to me. But they were flirting, of course, and Ron was really, this is what I mean, like Renisha is just so interesting because you're telling Lana, yeah, like I know she's 100% my type, but you don't need to worry about it. And then you're telling Sammie, oh yeah, like I'm waiting for the opportunity for you to allow me to sweep you off your feet. Like Ron is playing a big game, okay? And we've been saying this. Ron is, it's almost like he's acting like the cameras aren't there. I find it very strange why he thinks that all of this is normal and all of this will go unnoticed. But although it may bring drama, because it's coming from Ron and he's just not straightforward, it's just annoying. Okay, it's annoying. Now let's move on to Lana and Tanyel having a conversation. How the tables turn. Wow, God is good. How the tables turn. And I'm not wishing on anyone's downfall per se, but it's just so interesting how Zara, yeah, I'm going to bring her into this mix. Zara went through something similar and people were basically telling her, like, don't feel that way. Lana, of course, was speaking to Tanyel about the whole situation, that she just feels like, you know, this situation with Sammie coming into the villa and being 100% Ron's type is throwing her off. And I'll be honest with you, everyone needs a friend like Tanyel, okay? Tanyel was just like, listen, babe, stop talking stuff like that. You are 1 out of 1. You're 10 out of 10. You're this, you're beautiful. You've got a kind heart. You're this. Don't let anyone make you second guess your worth and so, which I definitely thought was nice pep talk in that moment. But I do feel like Lana is very triggered. And to be honest, I'm not surprised, because why would I be in a couple with you and you're constantly telling me that that girl was your 100% to the T, outside, she's my girl. It's too much. Like, what do you want this girl to do? Do you want her to faint? This is why Ron is not a good person. Okay, Ron is actually just not a good person. But I do feel like in that scene, it allowed me to see how much of a good friend Tanyel is, and how much I do actually like her in the villa. Let's move on to Ellie and Tom talking about the kiss again. Guys, is it going to progress? I mean, are you just going to constantly be giggling and smiling over this one smith kiss? I mean, please let it go. But it's just so interesting because Ellie is really grafting for Tom, like, oh yeah, this, like, I'm gonna wear this, I'm gonna do this, like, let's definitely go back to the terrace, let's da. And although the grafting is very cringy, if I'll be honest with you, the grafting is very cringy, the fact that it's going to do Olivia like this, I have to stand. Okay, it's like, I'm looking forward to that scene. I'm looking forward to it all, okay? So I'm cringing at Ellie's grafting, but I do like the fact that Olivia's about to see Pepe very, very, very soon. Now let's move on to Tom and Olivia in the gym. He asked her how she's feeling about Spencer and she was just like, yeah, he's a great guy, he's very mature. I think if anything, Olivia was just trying to kind of tell Tom what she's looking for, because she was like, yeah, that's the type of guy that I'm interested in. So I feel like she tried to do that discreetly, but you guys know me and my eyes and my ears, I pick up on everything. So that was definitely intentional. She actually asked him as well if his outlook on her changed after the whole Zara situation. All I could think about is, wow, not Zara still being on your lips all this time. Are you not tired, babe? Because I know that we are tired. And that triangle is over. So you don't need to bring Zara back into the situation. But this is what was scary, okay? And I said this in one of my reviews, and someone asked me if I hate men. I don't hate men, guys. I have a boyfriend. But I hate some men though. Anyway, I digress. Some men can lie. Okay? Some men can actually lie. He goes to tell Olivia, oh yeah, like between me and you, yeah, there's nothing between me and Ellie. What do you mean there's nothing? What do you mean there's nothing between you and Ellie? The same girl that you were just kissing the other day. It's not even the other day. The same girl you were just lipsing on the terrace yesterday. There's nothing between you two. Oh, okay, cool. Keep that madness there, because Tom, we will rip that singlet real soon. I beg your pardon. How can you actually say that? Even if he was just honest and said to Olivia, like between me and you, like yeah, like I'm getting to know Ellie, but I'm just not sure how things are just yet. That's fine. But for you to lie and say, oh yeah, like between me and you, there's just nothing there. Very sus, okay? Tom and Ron are literally in this villa to play games, and that is that. Now let's move on to Kai and Sammie having a conversation, speaking about how they want to get to know everyone. He was letting her know that she's the best bombshell that's ever entered the villa. Like, wow, you came in and all the guys just so and so. And don't get me wrong, guys, I think Sammie's really cute, but she just, to me, looks like literally your average Sammie walking on the road. I mean, brown hair, petite. I walk past those people all the time in Peckham, Brixton, Kent, wherever I am. So very interesting to me how everyone's type seems to, you know, just be changing. Meantime, whilst that conversation was going on, Tanyel did say that, was speaking to Jessie, and she just said that, you know what, everyone is free to get to know whoever they want to know, but at the end of the day, even if there is some that you're interested in, you should definitely also maintain the relationship or the connection that you have with the person you're in a couple with. And I'll be honest with you, I 100% do agree with that. Like, this whole thing of you completely just turning a cold turkey shoulder to the person you're with just because a new girl's in the villa, it's just given lack of maturity for me. I don't know if I would have expected more if I was in that situation, but like, just be real. And it also reminds me that they're just young-minded, because I think Kai's 24, but the way he talks is given 7. So I can only imagine how it is also when it comes to him being a couple and him communicating to a female like Tanyel, who I believe is 26, almost 27. So definitely an imbalance there, and I won't be surprised if Tanyel and Kai also call it quits, because as we know, Tanyel is a no-nonsense babe. Now let's move on to Aaron and Lana having a conversation. She said that she was really confused as to why Ron will tell her that Sammie is 100% his type. His type, sorry. And I do 100% do agree with that. I did already say this. I don't know why he went to go and tell Lana that. Very, very, very strange. Aaron, furniture who speaks and also gives advice. God. Oh gosh, I cannot with this year's cast at all. But furniture who speaks, who also gives advice, was telling her like, no, don't speak negatively about yourself. You're a beautiful girl. Ron doesn't deserve you. Definitely the most that I've heard Aaron speak. He even started swearing. I think when the swearing kicked off, I just honestly was just turned off, because not only have you just shown us that your mic works, now you want to be swearing into the mic. Babe, relax and go get a script. So I think it's very interesting to see that now Lana's eyes, I guess, are starting to open regarding the whole situation, and I don't see them lasting, because Ron, as we know, is a top player. Let's briefly move on to Kai and Ron speaking. They were saying that Kai was saying that he feels like Sammie has definitely narrowed down her options, i.e. that him, Tom and also Ron are definitely her top 3. Ron was like, players. Which lets us know once again, like, if anyone can listen to that and still think that Ron isn't in the villa to play a game, you're not serious, okay? You're definitely not serious. Kai also did say that he is considering making Sammie breakfast in the morning. How scary. Has he made breakfast for Tanyel? Did I miss that episode, or did I miss that scene? I don't think I missed that scene. So it just goes to show, like, when a guy actually wants to put in effort for you, he'll put in effort. So ladies, don't settle for less, okay? Do not settle for less. If a guy's saying, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, it's not because he can't do it, it's because he doesn't want to do it, okay? And that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, but please make room for the guy who will actually do the things that you would like to do, i.e. make you breakfast. Let's move on to Ellie and Will speaking about Tom. Guys, why did Ellie do this? Why did Ellie do this? Ellie went to go and tell Will about the kiss. And the thing is, as lovely as Will is, you guys know I love Will so much, a very, very, very lovely guy. He's a town crier. You should know this. Will is quam times 2. He's a town crier. Why on earth would you go and tell him about the kiss? Like, it's not even given. You know, even if Will wasn't going to tell anyone, he'll go and tell Jessie. And Jessie, is definitely trying to find storylines and still find her place in this villa. Of course, she's going to go and gist it to the other girls. But she went to go and tell Will about the kiss. Will, I definitely tweeted this as well, that Will was going to sing. He was going to sing to the villa because Will was like, oh, you know, that'll be quite interesting if that gets out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be interesting if people know. It wouldn't be interesting if people know. It's just going to cause havoc. So Will doing what Will does best, being Will. Okay, I won't slander Will because I do love him as a character, but Will doing what Will does best. Now let's move on to Kai pulling Sammie for a chat again. He said he really wants to see how it's going to go with her, and also that Tanyel may not like it, but it is what it is. Like I said, he's definitely punching with Tanyel. I just feel like Kai, for me, he's a young guy. He definitely is a young guy, and I think his approach to this whole Sammie situation, almost like it's the only girl he's ever seen in his life, proves to me once again that he's very young and he still does need to mature. And I think Tanyel was definitely too mature for him anyway, but I do think Tanyel just had to manage him for the time being. And a new guy's definitely going to come into the villa and definitely tickle Tanyel's fancy. Let's move on to Will, Jessie, Tanya and Shaq on the terrace having a conversation. Of course, Will doing what Will does best. Will ended up snitching about the whole situation. He was like, guys, for some reason, like, it's just eating me up inside. Like, I can't keep to myself. And I'm just thinking, why is just that's not, this is the problem with speaking to people that gossip, okay? Let's make this make sense. Why is just that is not yours eating you up inside? You need to answer that question. Are you Tom? And are you Ellie? So why is it just eating you up inside? I don't understand that. I just feel like Will just needed an avenue just to speak and just talk. Defo something there. Of course, after he confessed, and of course, Shaq doing this, Tanya doing this, Jessie doing all of this, they ended up getting a text that it was time for Jessie and Will's first date together. Or maybe their second, whatever. It was time for a date. Very interesting timing. I do feel like, number one, it was really strange. But also, number two, the producers done that so that Tanya and Shaq can literally just do Will's dirty work, because now Tanya and Shaq are going to relay the information and it's going to go from he said to she said to he said to he said, and because Will was not in the villa, it can easily just backtrack to Tanya being the talk of the town and the gister. So very interesting timing from Love Island. But in all honesty, I don't really care about Will and Jessie, so I don't really care much to see their date in tomorrow's episode, but I know for a fact they're 100% good. There's no way the Love Island producers done that without that agenda in mind, because it's definitely nighttime. So why are you sending them on a date after they just dropped a bad boy piece of information? Okay, let's get into that. Of course, Tanya went to go and tell Zara about their kiss, and Tanya was breaking it all down, literally like, Will said this, and da-da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da. One thing I do love was Tanya was basically saying, yes, Will told me all of this, but I'm letting you know Will told me this, okay? I'm just into you in confidence. But Zara said, I'm not having it. And you know what's so funny? Zara said, what? You think I'm going to send a bad boy piece of information? Which means Zara is definitely a girl's girl in terms of like a South London girl, because if you know where that stemmed from, it was the whole Lani and Tion Wayne situation, sitting on a bad boy piece of information. Social media was, yeah, those were good times, man. You had to be there, okay? You definitely had to be there. But Zara, of course, to say that she is going to tell Liv. And I think at first Tanya was trying to calm her down, but she was like, no, like, is he mad? The bed's not even cold yet, because you guys know that Tom and Zara are in a couple. So not only have me and you just deaded the situation yesterday, the night of that situation, you went to go and kiss another girl. And on top of that, Zara definitely has a one-up here, because God is so good, okay? Because she's going to tell her enemy news that she knows will break her. I definitely feel like Olivia is definitely going to pop off in tomorrow's episode, got onto Tom, maybe confess to everyone else that Tom told me that he's not interested in Ellie, so. Ellie's now going to get confused because I thought we were making it work. So definitely going to be a big hoo-ha for tomorrow's episode, which I'm really looking forward to watching with you guys as well. So overall, I do think that was quite a strong episode for the beginning of this week. Even though beginning of this week was technically yesterday's episode, but in terms of Monday, beginning of the week, I do think was quite a strong episode. Once again, Tom, height and square head. Tom really doesn't give me much. Kai is also joining him in that category, because Kai is B for boring. B for boring. But with the way he's grafting for Sammie, it does look like he is going to be Sammie's #1 pick. But I also feel like Ron is also grafting for Sammie as well, seeing as she's 100% his type on the outside, like on paper. Close it! Okay, close out your mouth. So yeah, we'll definitely see what this week definitely has in store for us. Once again, I thank you so much for watching. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. I am still going to be away tomorrow as well, so this is still going to be tomorrow's setup. So hopefully I can maybe get like the light brighter, or I don't know, or something. But the room light isn't really given, but thank God I had a tiny ring light that I packed in my suitcase when I was here. But yeah, and thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you guys did enjoy this review. As always, please do take care, stay blessed. If you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Also follow me on my socials at SarahDestinyX. And I want to thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you tomorrow. And I don't know why I'm singing, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please do take care, and I shall see you in tomorrow's review.